Alright, we got a video here with Xenosys. I used to watch him a lot back when I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. I figured what better way now, since I'm planning on returning back to the game, let's watch one of his newer videos. This is about death threats for attending the Final Fantasy Fanfest. Okay.
Every single fan fest, there's been death threats and there's been threats of violence. Every single fan fest. It was either no, it was 2 fan fests ago. So not last fan fest, but the fan fest before. I actually was singled out. Somebody said that they were gonna, like, I don't know, shoot me or something. And for whatever reason, man, they had, like, I don't know, pictures from like the Middle East or something. I don't know. It was really weird. But the thing is like that type of stuff, it's not specific to Final Fantasy. It's just a thing that happens at conventions, man. 14 has no place for fascists and traitors. Jesus. Like, I'm wondering why.
Is that super common? I mean, I know people get death threats every day, but
I mean, I know the Final Fantasy community, they're toxic, but in a very different way. They're very like behind the scenes.
right. I wouldn't compare their toxicity to something similar to what League of Legends would have, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Anybody gives a fuck what, like, a person like that would say. Like, they're obviously just retarded. Zane? I have no idea who Zane is. That's another thing, man. Is like, I don't
know who that is either. You ain't any idea? Is he just some fucking random? I see he's got the is it the rainbow flag, or I don't even.
Just some random. I think it might be maybe. Too many flags to be honest.
Final Fantasy 14 has no place for fascists and traitors. Their security blanket can't serve forever. Don't let them feel welcome at the.
Actually, okay, now that I think about it, there was a video that Xenos had made. It was regarding that localizer, the girl with the pink hair, I believe, and the whole vocal bot thing. She's no longer. Now she still works at the company. I
think
she got demoted, I believe.
Okay.
So she changed roles.
And what was she doing originally? Was she like a localizer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She was a localizer, but also like changing the script as well, or
like,
making the script. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah,
who these people are. So this person here, they like threaten to kill people at FanFest or something.
This is wild right here. The woke right is real. They're out to kill you. Don't let them get what they want. So in the smaller image, it says, "Unfortunately, we're just have to." Yo, what in the hell? This is actually this is crazy. As far as like, I mean, usually everybody else is kind of like more discreet, right? Oh, I can't wait to kill you in game type kind of thing. This is like literally. This is the type of stuff where you get your house is raided, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't understand it. So Xenos, he's not a bad guy. I mean, he gets so much hate that makes no sense. I really just do not understand the hate he gets. I think it really comes down to people who are just his attitude. They don't like it. He's he's very opinionated, and he's not a typical nerd, you know, essentially. As I feel like they might feel like they were like a high school bully or something. I'm not too sure what it is, but like he gets hate that makes no sense because he actually was one of the biggest supporters of Dontrell. You can go to his channel and almost every single time comes to Dontrell, he speaks praise about the combat stuff, like when it comes to trials and whatnot stuff, the raid, how combat was really, really good, like the actual dungeons and whatnot, the bosses and stuff. Now he's not a story guy; he skips the story basically, but he is, you know, foremost he's a gameplay guy. You know, I mean that's his entire stick.
Okay.
And he's a huge supporter of Dontrell. Dontrell was always getting blasted on, and he's one of the few creators that defended the game. Like Zeppelin and all of them, like Zeppelin she jumped ship. She's on WoW now. I mean,
well, I'm saying, yeah, he is. He stuck true. This is his game. This is like the. out of all the content creators, he has stuck by this game for a long time. This is his game, and you could clearly tell he loves this game. So I don't know I don't know how he can play this game for as long as he has though, but he does find it. He finds enjoyment in the game in other areas that I do not.
Like what I do know, though, Llama Todd though, you see him on the screen there. So Llama Todd does this whole entire ice debacle. I even heard rumors. This is all on Twitter, X, or whatever. Supposedly he's an ice supporter or works with ice, something like that. I don't know the whole story about that. So the left, I suppose, are really, you know how they are. They can get the extremes. So it's kind of like the Harry Potter game, you know. Though if you play the Harry Potter game, you're supporting anti-trans rights and so on and so forth. And so I forget it's sort of kind of like that same crowd, that same mentality, essentially. And so and Xenos, he supported Llama Todd in the way of that he has the right to express his opinion, and
That's pretty. But
he
yeah,
didn't say that he agreed with his viewpoints. He's like, hey, he has the right to say that basically, and that's his opinion. And they shitted on Xenos for that as well.
well, that's damn.
And they got banned like in game, I think. And then they also got like banned on Twitter. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they come out and apologize for their actions? Or am I wrong on that? I didn't really follow this too much. I vaguely remember being told that. But don't
This is back in 2025. Actually, I'm just now hearing about this Lynn Yappington person.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, I've watched his videos, quite some time. I don't watch all of them, but if there is one I do watch for the Final Fantasy 14, he is the guy I watch, and
Right.
I've
Well,
watched his videos off and on.
He's the only creator I know for 14 nowadays. Like you said, Zeppelin, she stopped. We know Abzygol has zero intention of ever coming back. Maybe he might one day, but I just don't believe it. Is Zeppa completely gone? Surely she's gonna come back for the expansion, I imagine, right?
She'll come back. She might do a few like catch up events, basically. She might do a few trials here and whatnot, and get some tones. I try to stay somewhat kind of close to it and completed. But yeah, and you have Mr. Happy and a few other like Bioni and so on and so forth. A lot of people are still playing the game, but the big content creators have sort of died off. And Mr. Happy,
Damn, I didn't realize he was still around.
he's still around, but listen, Mr. Happy was one of the first content creators for this game.
Yeah, I do remember that.
One of the first ones.
Yeah.
And eventually, once you get better content creators, and there are, I'm going to be honest, there are, and he's getting less views now, and but he put a lot of good work for the community, did a lot of game videos. There are some videos he did that were not that great. Looking at his video for one of the trials, stat markers was wild. But
He was known for his gods too, and then I think he also got ridiculed a lot for those.
He did, because he will have some strats that were just not that great. There's a particular strat I'm thinking it was like about running around meteors and putting in certain spots. He has caused and to some people a lot of frustration, because he put a strat out and it's one of the worst strats ever, and people were say, "Hey, do this strat," and it's like, dude. No, but I'll say this: most of the time, he was good on his videos. It was, you can count on your hand his bad videos a lot of times. He really has a lot more good videos than bad videos.
Okay,
it's just those videos, they stick out a lot more than anybody else.
Because you were back in the day, like what podcast was it you used to be a part of?
The Speakers Network with Lukiel Bravestone and Mela and I think Orange and whatever. They also had Yazpot as well. Oh yeah, those. I remember them.
Yazpot, he was in our. Is he the one that used to be the FC House owner?
Yeah, he was. There was a falling out with Yazpot when it comes to the other, like the speakers and whatnot.
Right.
Nothing too crazy, but it was a falling out. I think it was the big thing was scheduling was the big issue they have.
Uh,
That group basically was scheduling was a huge issue. Yeah, I think he's a pretty cool guy though, but he's now just a WoW guy. He plays WoW, I think Overwatch. Um, so that's what he does most of the time.
I'm trying to make sure he is the one that was trying to get his house back, right? I'm thinking the same guy, or is that somebody else?
Yes, but he don't really care anymore.
Okay. Okay.
Quote me on that. I just really feel like that anything that generates from Twitter, okay, like Twitter is a toilet. Okay? You just dump all of your shit on there.
I don't use it. I mean, I should probably I I should probably get in the habit of posting like any kind of I upload new videos and stuff on Twitter, but I generally don't use it because it's a cesspool of like just ignorant shit on there, and there's nothing good out of it.
Reddit's the same way.
Yeah,
I think I use Reddit more, but I'm using it less and less nowadays.
yeah, I do.
To where
Because like
I just
I can put an information like for just it can literally be any subreddit. Like, dude, like when you have a group of people who play a game, just say for instance this game has 10,000 players. I bet you less than 1% of those players visit the Reddit thread. But these people, when they come to the Reddit threads, and even these developers, they go to these Reddit threads like and do to ask me anything, and it's like, dude, like your player base isn't on that Reddit. It's such a small minority, but everybody takes their word as gospel. Like when a Reddit's like spazzing out over something like or something, maybe this or here's too broken or this is too overpowered. Like sometimes developers like they react to kind of something like, oh wait, maybe we should change this, and it's like it's not. The rest of your player base doesn't want that.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's a very vocal minority. Reddit
Is exactly, and I don't think a lot of people do not realize that.
Anything that generates from Twitter, man, I just feel like sometimes people take this shit way too fucking serious, man. It's crazy. Like Twitter.
Like, all right, so let's look at all right. So why are you talking about this Twitter thing right here? It's the exact same thing. Is that a lot of content creators will do the same thing as far as somebody makes some stupid buzzword comment on Twitter, and look in this instance, this guy. They were reporting on this. This Stain Lionheart guy. What is this? 133. Is that views for Twitter? 133 views. He's got 5 hearts.
5 likes.
Yeah, 5 likes.
2 reach or 2 retweets. Yeah, it's like. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
nobody's seen this, and so by doing stuff over here, you're bringing attention to it. Like, I'll say, like, so I don't mind their content. Obviously, hey, you're making that bag. I respect the grind, but like you're at the same time you're giving these people like the viewership they want. You know?
Yeah. Because like you said, you'll have this will be what's another content?
Because I never would have heard of this guy if Xeno didn't do this video.
What was one? Hero Hey, for example, he'll go to a Twitter comment, it's like fucking 2 likes and 5 retweets or some shit like that, and 100 views or something, or sometimes less than that. It's like dude, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Right. You take the comments or thread from like one like random insane internet retard, and you make an entire video on it, and it's like, all right, so now this tweet that originally maybe only had like 1 or 2 retweets, now it probably gets a lot more likes, retweets, or even viewership. You know?
Yeah.
In your life, man.
People actually might go to that tweet actually just to harass that person now.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah, and then it's just the whole thing. But and if this person, it sounds like this person is kind of like they're mentally crazy. All hell is going to break loose. That's.
You start taking Twitter serious, that's when you know that, like, just fucking take a step back, man. Like, Twitter can actually ruin your life. Like, it really can. Anything I see on Twitter, like, dude, I will say whatever the fuck I want on Twitter because I don't take Twitter serious. I don't even really post on Twitter or anything. I mean, I mostly just repost, like, funny shit, I guess. I don't know. The only reason for Twitter's existence should be for like funny shit and like gooning. That's it. Like no serious shit. Like every single one of these examples came from Twitter. Okay, hold on. So my story. So I've been covering 14 since before it even launched. I bought a microphone and audio interface. When 1.0 flopped, I joined Gamer Escape. YouTube channel blew up because our controller guides actually help people. Things were great until the purity test started. What's the purity test again? Wait, once the community learned I was Catholic.
I mean, I guess if he fucking was Islamic or some shit,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
he fucking
There when it comes to like Catholic and Christianity, it's one of the most hated religions right now.
it is. As an atheist, I care not about what religion you have. However, there are certain religions that when you tell me you're part of that religion, I'm like, okay, all right, if something bad happens to God, okay, I'm not understanding. And that point in being, Scientology is one of those religions. But
The reports, threats, and harassment ramped up. What? Wait, really? I've never heard of that. So people shit on him for being Catholic? This is the first time I've ever
I'll say
heard of a
this.
person getting.
So, I followed What's the Game when they first got started, when they had like 10 or 5,000 views or something like that, like they had subscribers, and I went into channel for a long time, and no good guys. I've even played with them before a few times.
wait, who is
on
this?
their stream and stuff. Worked the game, Ginger Prime and whatnot and stuff.
Oh,
There are
oh,
they do content video for 14, and they're pretty chill guys, man. They're really nice guys. They're they don't really get into drama a whole lot. I mean, they're pretty chill. I mean, they are just your normal, typical guys, and they make good content. You know, I mean, not like content that's amazing, but you know, it's okay, and they're not bad guys, and they got a lot of shit, dude. I think Ginger Prime's girlfriend or wife at the
mhm.
time, she stopped playing the game because remember when I say 14 has a toxic community side? It's
Yeah,
very flat in your
yes,
face. When you do dungeons, you will see it, you'll come across it. And if you're in a group that's primarily like they're pre-mates and stuff, and so she was not playing the best, and they harassed the shit of her
right.
so bad that she
It
didn't want
could
to
be
come back to
something
playing the game
like,
no more.
oh, you weren't using arrow as a white mage. You were just only fucking
Or
pressing Q2.
Or what was one time, when I first started playing 2.0, well, when I came back, when I saw the Heaven Wars trailer, because I quit 2.0, I thought it was very boring. I quit around the wine arc, around Titan, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
yeah, and I
that's
played
usually what gets a lot of
1.0.
people. I think that's what gets a lot of
But I
people.
quit around the Titan stuff. Right, I think I was doing, I think I quit before Brave Locks, and I got tired of that shit. But I came back when Heaven's Word trailer came out, and so I started to play the game again, and I tried out Scholar at one point in time. I first started with Monk, got Monk level 50, then Black Mage level 50. I want to try out Scholar. Dude, I was trying to do some pulls, and they were trying to do these wall-to-wall pulls, and I said, look, man, I'm a new healer. I can't do it, you know, these pulls. I'm not good enough there yet. They had the best gear as well, because back then gear was a bit more
Yes,
of
uh,
an issue.
it
It was a lot
definitely.
harder to get gear now.
Mm-hmm.
Gear was a lot harder to get by back then. It really was. And so like I got kicked multiple times because I couldn't do wall to wall pulls. You know.
When you get kicked in 14, it kicks you out of the entire like dungeon, right? You don't get like separate queue or dungeon
Yeah, you get
instance.
kicked out of the entire dungeon. You know. I've even before it's been a long time. I've played with a certain content creator before. Um, Not Xenos here, but somebody in a dungeon around that day as well. And I for a long time I did not like that person. I've sort of chilled out now, but they
Oh,
were a complete dick to me as well. One of the stuff where I can't even remember what it was. I think it's God, it was something about we were doing a dungeon, but
mm-hmm.
yeah, it but
Yeah,
fortunately has its toxic community side, and they're very quiet. They're in the shadows essentially. It's not really outspoken, and it's being leaked over the years. It's getting leaked essentially, because they don't really post on Reddit. You know, they don't share on Reddit. It's all a lot of times it's always Discord based. You'll see all the shit is always on Discord. Always on Discord, you know.
mm-hmm.
Even when he had this one guy getting canceled for allegedly taking advantage of all these girls, right? As one of this sort
Yeah.
of podcast
Well,
I believe it was.
correct me if I'm wrong. Don't people actually get banned for the stuff they say, like not even in game? Like there was a time a Twitch streamer, hell, it might have been Xenos. I really can't remember. somebody got suspended for something they said. No, I don't think it was Xenos. It was somebody else. They said something about a player in the dungeon instance, but like because, and then like that person was in his chat, reported it to Square Enix, and that streamer got his Final Fantasy 14 account suspended or banned
Yeah,
temporarily.
yeah, yeah. I want to say this is around. I feel like Shadowbringers, I believe. This is when the game got a huge boon of popularity.
I
From I
can't
think
imagine
Captain
that.
Gold and Rich Cam and whatnot and stuff. But yeah, there was a whole point that if you post screenshots and whatnot of your character with mods and if you say anything whatever it was, it will be enough to get your account in trouble. They were 14 was having this crazy like I don't know what it's called, but it was a community. It was all about reporting people, but basically. So that's why a lot of times it was put to Discord groups.
I feel like a lot of the blue hair and that type of and pink hair people, like the Karens and shit, like they play 14. It seems like.
Getting shit on for being Catholic. People called him out for some stupid shit he said, and then when views started dropping, he turned to being an
Snowflakes would be a better term for him, I
No,
guess.
no. Okay, so let me say this. It's about his views. He's really wanted the guy in chat. His views never dropped. Okay, he never had amazing views to begin with. Watch the game. Okay, he got up there a little bit, but he was never big. Never was. He didn't lose views and whatnot. I mean, he got a lot of hate over a few things. Like he was oftentimes one of the very by the book guys. There was a whole entire content creator, I think Lazy Peon, and made a horrible video on Final Fantasy 14 that it was so bad he had to delete it.
Is that
Yeah,
the
he
one
made a
that
video.
he was? He's known for WoW, right? Or no? Hold on. I know I've seen his videos before.
He's in all kind of videos and stuff, but he made a video on 14. There's another content creator who essentially started playing 14, and I can't remember his name. And eventually, everything was going great. Even Asmik read one of his videos, and he got involved into the 14 community as well. And so he canceled. It was so bad he got harassed so bad he quit the game and quit streaming.
Damn.
Because he had like one complaint or two over the game itself. People like, how are you going to come to our game? You just only started playing.
Dude, I remember.
How are you going to say that this is how our game should play, basically? Or
I remember back in the day, you used to say something bad about how you weren't a huge fan of Warshfont or Moon Brilda, and they used to just fucking. They would go ballistic, and it's like they were so vocal about it. It's like, all right, I can just have an opinion about something, I guess, in this game. I don't think that kind of mentality exists in very many other like online games.
FF14 critic. Okay.
It's like
baby number
we have
6.
14 has a ton of like those weird furries that play, you know?
Holy
Scott Zone.
Like...
Scott Zone. Scott Zone was a content creator who made a video on Final Fantasy 14 about Lazy Peon video, and he got welcomed open arms. And once he said something negative about the game, about something what was, he got so much shit he quit. Yeah, it was Scott Zone.
Damn.
Great video, by the way, he made. Great video.
Like the perfect time to step back. What happened next? The mob that came for me moved on to the next target, creator after creator, and now even neutral voices like Arthur's. Okay. I'm not trying to diminish a person's negative experiences that they've had, but I've played this game a long time. I've streamed this game a long time. And I have never one time, the entirety of my career in this, ever thought that there was a mob of people. I've never one time thought that there was a collective group of individuals that were going around harassing streamers or harassing players.
There are.
Oh yeah, I
They
believe
are.
they're 1% are.
Here's Xenos is a busy guy who's doing his own thing. He's not watching all these content creators like was when I was at that point in time being a viewer. I would literally be working as a houseman or at a factory mill, and I had one earbud in my ear, listening to other content creators. And I used to hear all the shit to deal with and whatnot in a lot of my free time. Back when I was into the game hard, when I was part of the Speakers Network, there was a lot of drama happening in the community. And because you don't hear about it doesn't mean it exists. It definitely does. Now, I'm not saying that it was millions of people. Obviously, it wasn't. It was obviously a very vocal minority. But damn, it was enough to where that if you can't deal with it, hey, you know, they oftentimes, you know, I mean, people just pack the thing and just leave. Scott Zone left. Ginger Prime dealt it for so long, and once the game ended, hey, you know what? He thought it was a good time to quit the game.
In
You know,
Walker,
and then he saw
right?
it. Yeah, Endwalker. Yeah, he quit
I think a
Endwalker
lot of
and
people
Ginger
like,
Prime
and
did.
that's where I quit. I feel like that's literally the end of the game. So we'll see how. I'm excited for Evercold. You know, that's why I got 4 days off coming up next week, I think, or this week after. I think I'm gonna try to see if I can breeze through Dawn Trail. Like I want to avoid doing a story skip because at a certain point it's got to be somewhat decent, right? Like, is it really that bad?
Uh, no, I've played it. I wanted to skip. I didn't skip it. I wanted to skip the story. There's no skip option right now for it, but I wanted to skip it though, and it was. Listen, there's this whole entire video we can do when it comes down to Dawn Trail, but if you play it, you'll see it, man. It's so filler. Wikamot is so of a boring protagonist. Um, People compare her to Naruto. She is nothing like Naruto. If anything, she's like Naruto. That she feels like a Shonen Jump protagonist, but just one of the worst ones. How they're afraid of water or they're afraid of alpaca or some shit, which makes no sense.
Huh?
You're fighting a giant rock, you know, a giant, humongous dinosaur bird, a rock,
Wait, what?
essentially, and you do all the dungeons, but you're scared of a fucking alpaca and shit, or you get seasick. It's like they
Oh,
try to make us like she has these
those gag
redeeming
gimmicks,
yeah
kind of
these
like.
redeeming qualities. She's a dumbass and whatnot, but no, she's like one of the worst characters you see. She
Let me
yeah.
ask you this: at the end of you're carting with Dawn Trail, right? Like the story wise, or are you called up
I'm
entirely?
almost called to it. I think I'm still doing some of the later patch content. I'm almost done with it.
Ah,
But the main
Uh,
story of Down Trail is I think it is
well, are you
very
are so
very
maybe are
boring.
you doing the actual base expansion of the game at least?
Yeah, I am. I
Okay,
am.
so you're in like the post content. Does is Wuklamite is like their role in the story, is it starting to die down a lot? Are they shifting the focus to another character now, or is it still Wuklamite?
Um. So I think it's actually just fucking increased more than the patch content,
Oh my
if
god.
anything. But they did say that near the end of it, you will see her less and less, and you might not even see her hardly at all. Next expansion, they were saying.
So like I'm hoping that if from what I've heard of how bad this character is, I'm hoping she gets treated like like well I'm gonna say this. I
At
like
least,
Lise as a character. I think Lise should come back more, but I hope she gets the Lise treatment where we just all hear of her ever again. Or hell, honestly, maybe the Minfilia treatment. Just fucking kill her off screen.
yeah.
Like
That won't happen.
that is like one of the war. I hate. Oh, okay. It's yeah. It's,
Okay, so this is Ginger Prime. Okay, well, I'm not just talking about like him though. I also hear that from other people. Like other content creators also say the same thing as he's saying. And I'm not trying to say that that didn't happen to them, but what I'm trying to say is I don't think that it's a collection of people from the 14 community. Like, yeah, so what I'm trying to say is the mob doesn't exist. Like it's all in their head. There's not a mob. I think what it is that's just what happens online. That's just normal online stuff. Not harassing streamers, but I remember like people like Stardiver going after people, like one of the singers. But that's because that singer got caught doing something stupid. So like if you're referring to the Susan Calloway incident, like she's a fucking
Holy
retard.
shit.
Like basically she was
These cats
liking
are
a bunch
fucking
of
going nuts in
posts
my room right now.
that were controversial. If I remember correctly,
Oh, shit,
the
I'm
person
zoomed
Stardiver called them out on it, and then they went into this whole thing where Susan Calloway pretended that someone like hacked her account, and then her manager went all this thing, like was going into all this. Like that fucking saga was 10 out of 10. So like I'll give you an example. Somebody says, you know, that I'm an asshole or that I'm mean on stream or some shit. As long as they don't accuse me of something illegal, I don't care. If they accuse me of something illegal, like a crime, then it's a completely different story. Then you better have your shit together, because I will royally fuck you in the ass if you accuse me of something I didn't do. Trust me, I already did it to one guy.
Yeah.
He's in jail right
Stop
now.
with her ass.
So
So I'll bring up. He's about Susan Calloway. Susan Calloway, the singer for 14, I believe.
Oh,
one
this,
of the songs.
her account got hacked, right? That's what she said, or something.
That's
like
what
that?
she said. But so here's what was going on. So she was liking tweets that was essentially against the trends, and also may have been somewhat racist. There's a few tweets you can look into it, and
Right.
but the whole point is
Mhm.
she got a lot of hate, and look, that's the issue is when you have a public platform, it's like
people don't realize that.
I think that there's nothing wrong with her having those views, but you are a public individual, and
Yes.
you like these tweets. Basically, you're like, dude, if your job is to make as much money as possible,
Yes.
your opinions should not be public.
Exactly.
You're a singer.
Back in the day, you didn't used to tell, like, people didn't say, oh yeah, I'm voting this
Yeah.
way. People didn't used to, like,
Yeah.
that was kind of, it was confidential, like, back in the day.
Yeah, you don't you keep it. There's no need to, and people make that mistake when it comes to this online platform stuff. I don't think what she did was anything bad. If she had those views, there's no big deal. But here the problem is, it can fall back into the company, makes
Yes.
a company like Square Enix let it support it as
Did
well,
they ever-
right? And so that's the whole
Did they
point.
ever do anything to her from that, or everybody just kind of forgot about it?
From my understanding, I don't think she's singing no more.
Wait, what? She's not singing?
Not for 14. Not for 14.
Oh.
For all I know of. Maybe she is, but from my understanding, that she's
Her name is
Yeah,
Susan
she's
as long
Calloway?
as you don't accuse me of that,
Susan Calloway.
I don't give a fuck what you say. But my point here is that, like, what are these people going to do to you? That's my point. Like, okay, this person makes a post saying that I'm an asshole or a misogynist, and 10,000, 20,000 people like the post. Okay. What does that actually do to me? That doesn't do anything to me. Like basically their Twitter fame or whatever you want to call it, it has no effect on me at all, really. Because you already know that 90% of those motherfuckers that are even on Twitter in the first place, they're literally just farming.
Oh, so she hasn't. It is helpful to note that not only was she removed from Fanfest 14 specifically rated concerts, she hasn't been in a decent World's tour since 2017. When did all that happen with her? Like, was that? Was it that long ago?
It has
2017.
It has been. It's been a while. It's been a while since that happened.
If I had
Like, I'll say this. I will agree with Xenos. Is that like you have to? It's internet shit, man. You have to be able to deal with it. You have to be able to deal with the internet stuff. And that's the problem. Like Ginger Prime and everybody else is, and I think they're good guys. But when it comes down to it, you have to be able to deal with the internet hate. It's just internet. Like you literally, as Tyler the Creator once said, walk away on a monitor, TV screen, what the fuck, whatever it is. Like, dude, like, who gives a fuck? If 5, 10, 10,000 guys are shitting you shit and hate on fucking Twitter, you can literally just close the app and walk away and ignore it. I mean, and you can block it, and yes, they'll keep coming back, but it don't take long to block somebody, and eventually they have to keep doing it. You waste their time more than yours. I mean, you can literally you have a team of mods. If you're a content creator, there are plenty of people that are willing to basically throw away their life away to be one of your mods and to handle all that shit. Like let's be honest. A lot of these streamers get by where they have these dedicated fans that they love these customers so goddamn much they're willing to fucking basically do another job of IT work to ban somebody repeatedly. I mean, so it's internet. You have to be able to deal with it.
Yeah, that's true.
They probably don't even read the post. They just like it to like it. You know what I'm saying, man? That's why Twitter is a joke. That's why Twitter isn't a real place. That's why anyone that takes anything serious on Twitter, like, if you are seriously proud of your Twitter, you're brain damaged. Like, you have a problem because your Twitter doesn't matter. In reality, it doesn't matter unless you're monetizing off of it, and then it's a completely different story. But if you're just simply making posts, you're not making any money off of it or anything like that, it doesn't matter. So, like, I'm sure there's Twitter mobs, but I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the people that think there's like this like collection of people in the 14 community that are just like going after people, I don't think it exists. I think it's all in their head. So I'm not trying to
I
say
disagree
that
with
like
that.
people didn't go after him or people didn't go after Zeppla
Yeah.
or I guess even Arthur's, but I don't really care unless I'm accused of a crime. But if someone just says like I'm a
I
misogynist,
mean, that's true. I mean, I wouldn't care either, but I guess like other content creators, they do take the shit to heart. When like that, give me that one negative comment, and they can little lose their shit over it. But
Yeah, and so like I think Junior Prime is trying to come back to the game, but the problem is once he did it, he burnt that bridge. He burned that bridge, and so he might get back some views and stuff, but he did burn that bridge, leaving the game and whatnot and stuff. He'll get back some people eventually over time. But when it comes to Zeppla is a weird person because Zeppla was I remember when Zeppla, okay, wasn't just Zeppler, the person. There was a shitty mobile Final Fantasy 15 game ad. It's basically like Clash of Clans, and it was like a fucking pyramid scheme. It was not exactly, but there was so much controversy in this game.
oh,
This
it's like
game
okay.
went around and was trying to get creators of Final Fantasy into it. Speaker's network declined and so much others. There was another guy who made a video about it, and it was so much fucking money. He declined and he started to cry over it.
Huh?
Yes, because he declined it because he knew the ad was such bullshit. It'd be peddling one of the worst things to your fan base, and he didn't want to do it to his fan base. So he said no to the ad, and he was crying about how much money it was.
Ugh.
Meanwhile, Zeppela and Miss Tech, I think HQ, I believe what it was, had actually made that video. They got so much shit for that video because they were peddling one of the fucking worst mobile game ads ever. That should get swept under the rug. She
This
was
is
trying
similar-
to make her bag.
This is similar to Raid Shadow Legends, kind of right, but it's obviously I think
No,
Raid Shadow Legends is way better, bro. I would game about to say, even though I'm not a fan of Raid Shadow Legends, but it's like because Raid usually give people a fuck ton of money as well. But I know it's like it's a really bad Clash of Clans type kind of game, yeah. Oh yeah, well, like, it's like a Farmville kind of thing, right?
It was Final Fantasy 15: A New Empire.
Yeah,
And
I remember
there
seeing a
was a
screenshot. Like,
whole-
it looks really shit.
Yeah, the whole entire thing. But she made those two made that fucking bag, and they got called out for it in the community. And it's like if I feel like sometimes, you know what? Sometimes community does a good thing because they showed, in my opinion, their true character. That's all about getting that bag. They gave no fucks about the community. They wanted to peddle one of the worst mobile fucking predatory games ever out there to the community, and they got shit for it. Mr. Happy comes in like, of course, the white knight that he is, defending them. And it was like, dude, I mean, you can say what you want, but they're trying to peddle one of the fucking worst games in existence. And it's like, oh, it's about money. Like, look. I get it. Sometimes a guy offers you, $5,000-$10,000, but you're trying to build a fan base here, and a community. And if you're willing to peddle garbage shit like that to your fan base, fuck you. That's just my opinion.
Let's see. I want to before I go back to this video real fast. Let's see how a new empire, global defense.
Yes, there was a whole entire thing about that game because we looked into it, the community and speakers and whatnot and stuff, and essentially, you go on Reddit and find out about it. But essentially, the whole point of the game was they would you're trying to build shit, right? Someone could come to your place and kill you. So you gotta pay more money essentially, and more money to
Oh, okay,
okay.
I'm sort of
you spend more money
now, yeah.
to get to a higher bracket. So you have more people coming out to you, and it was just horrible, man. You had it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is like okay. I remember now. Okay. All right. Yeah. I got you now. This is like yeah. You were upon it like so you would have to keep spending money constantly.
Or like I hate
Otherwise, your
trans
base would just be
people or
demolished.
I hate gay people or some shit like that. Like I don't really care about that because that like I know all of that is not true. None of that is true. So I think that the mob is in their head. Like some of these, okay, like Asmon hasn't played the game in forever and he's probably never going to play the game again. Like Zep.
I genuinely think Asmon he just didn't like the game. That's my honest opinion. I think Asmon did not like the game. He can say his chat did it or the 14 community. I honestly believe he did not like the game. He may have liked certain parts of the game, but he did not like it. One of the biggest problems if I was asking why I didn't like it is, dude, do you remember when he used to play 14? The amount of shit, you're playing it the wrong way. You need to play it this way. Oh, you need to level sync down every single dungeon. Dude, fuck that shit. Just fucking let him play the game.
It's weird that Asmon let the people build.
And that's I don't understand. Normally he doesn't let these people like decide how he plays games. Like I remember when he got to the Aurum Vale dungeon, people like, oh man, you're in for a surprise here. That fucking dungeon's been nerfed all the hell. It's so much gear's so much easier to get. It's nothing like it was before.
Yeah, Aurum Vale was only hard because of how hard it was to get gear back then. Like, dude, it was so hard to get money and shit, man. Like. Now the game just throws money at you off the wazoo. Like
that, I'm saying, my experience of playing 2.0 versus when I came back and created a whole new character for some reason and played it, it is night and day. It is such a huge different experience from what I remember and what it is now. Everything was so much easier. They gutted out so many quests. It goes by so much faster. Like some quests still needs to be removed. The Company of Heroes shit, it's still there, but it needs to be removed.
It does. I hate that shit. I hate it. But yeah, it's 2.0 is so much quicker nowadays. But
dude, like I can literally back when I created my new character and I was playing, there would be times like, oh, I'm DPS. I literally all I had to do, I did a /shout or people would join me a party and just carry me through the dungeon or instance or whatever. It would just clear it out real fast. I'm like, great.
Yeah,
I'm fine. Like,
if you're a new player, you get that fucking bonus, dude. If you have a new player bonus, your new person's, hey man, can I have a good on? Dude, you get like, people will just fucking create a fucking light party, and they'll all level max 90 or was, and they'll clear you through it because the reason why, the little chat cards from Chloe basically get a reset.
Oh.
So whenever you have a new player go through a dungeon or a trial. And then they've been there before, you get a new reset. So it allows you to reset.
I never would do that shit. I remember that. I never did that.
To like when 14 has a good community, when it comes to getting shit cleared for you and your new player, 14 is right there helping you because they have a very big incentive. They help you out very quickly when it comes to content.
Are they still common? I remember back in the day when people were struggling to beat like Titan Extreme and shit, right? You would literally go with a party finder and they'd be like, all right, pay me $1 million gil and our 7-man group will carry you through Titan Extreme. They would do they still exist like they used to before? Like
I don't use a party finder anymore nowadays. You still have people, you still have carry parties. Now, I don't know for Titan, but for other stuff though. I mean, definitely for other content. Definitely,
Oh so. Man, I wish like back in that era, I had a big enough group, but I would have done the same thing, dude. That was good money back then. I imagine for Gil.
Pla doesn't play the game. Todd doesn't play the game. So I guess why does any of this matter? I don't know. I guess I don't get the point. Is it just to say that the 14 community is toxic? Okay, so let me ask you a question, man. Like,
Every game has a toxic community
Yeah.
of sorts. They don't
Well-
all work the same. They all have toxic communities. Doesn't
And,
matter.
I don't understand Xenosys' point here. Look, Junior Prime and them are not saying that the community is toxic and only toxic. There are good people in the community, and they know as well. Okay, there are good guys in the community, but his entire point is there are toxic people, and there are quite a few of them. That's the entire point. And so look, you can't. It's weird to say that the game's not toxic because it's just the internet, or I don't really experience it basically. And he gets toxic stuff. Xenos does probably more than anybody else. I think
he
Xenos-
probably
he's-
does. He
he's-
I mean,
he's built
he's the biggest 14 creator. I imagine he probably gets called all kinds of shit. I imagine. I would not be surprised.
The difference is, I'll say this: he can handle it. He doesn't let the
Yes.
shit get in the way.
Yep.
And the other guys can't handle it. And so, and while it may not seem fair to say
He's
it,
gotten
but,
to
you
the
know,
point
hey,
too, though. Not to interrupt, but he's gotten to the point too. Is like he's fucking. Xeno's a pretty huge content creator nowadays. These other creators, no creator, and as far in the Final Fantasy 14 community, other than Zepla, which nobody's in that community has made it as big as Xeno has. Like nobody, literally nobody. Like,
Yeah.
When I hear 14 and somebody tell of content creators, Xeno is his name pops up first before anybody else that I can think of, because I know him now as he is the 14 creator.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Like I remember he had Larry Zar and all of them stuff and whatnot, and Zepla, but Zepla for a long time was the biggest person, big person. And now it's Xenos, you know, and I feel like that's good because I feel like, in my opinion, I thought his content was way better than Zepla's ever was.
Yeah. So like,
in my opinion, Zepla used to make like machinima videos. I thought they were great videos. He went full Twitch mode, basically.
Twitch
Twitch
see, like,
mod.
and as far as like the toxicity and stuff, a smaller content creator can definitely if they were as big as him, they may have a bit more thicker skin, you know, like they wouldn't let it bother them. But when these content creators are small and struggling like that, those comments could have an impact on how they perceive things. So,
but I do agree with the opinion though. Hey, you know what? Same time, you have to deal with it, and if you can't, maybe leaving is the best thing for you. You know, you gotta find a way to push through it. If you can't, hey, leave. You know, walk away. You know, hey, there's nothing wrong with having a regular job. Shit, I work in a fucking factory.
Yeah,
you know? I done all kind of shit. I work fast food, work in housekeeping. I've cleaned toilets and shit. You know, hey, sometimes if that's your path, fuck it. You know,
that's,
hey,
that's what
it
you gotta do. Like, not everybody can be these ginormous, huge content creators. You know.
What community is like more toxic? Would you say 14 or would you say WoW? Because
14, absolutely. When it comes to WoW players will say their own game is shit, and they'll be like, true, brother, true.
Yeah.
14 player, somebody can say, oh, 14 is shit. Die, motherfucker, die! Like that. That's kind of like fucking. That's how they react and shit to when you say shit like that. Like, I mean, it's true.
Because I would say, wow, what community do you think is more toxic? 14 or League of Legends? You guys.
I would still say 14 in this regard because League of Legends,
dude.
No. Let me hear me out. The toxicity you experience in League is only in that 20, 30-minute game, and it could. Don't be wrong. People will say some unhinged shit, but like I don't see like the League communities talking the way they do, like 14 people do on Twitter and shit.
Oh, that is true.
Or even about content creators behind the scenes. That's not. I would akin League of Legends toxicity more towards like the back in the day Call of Duty lobbies and Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Or when you're playing Gears of War 2, motherfucker, you killed me. I'm coming to your house tonight. I kind of said, but that's not. It's entirely different. Like this is like the toxicity for 14. It reminds me so much of the woke left than it does any other community.
really think 14 is way more toxic than WoW? I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because in WoW you can be toxic in game and out of game, whereas in 14 you can't really be toxic in game. I just don't think that people.
That's true. People do get banned a lot, but I was at the time. I do think that how they handle something, they're a bit snowflake like when it comes to like how they like, oh, you don't pay my sub, and then remember how when Vinny he said that one thing and he got suspended. It was like, dude, it's such a nothing burger. He literally got suspended or chat restricted. And it's like, come on, man, like.
People that play 14.
I've been in videos, but raids where I have a guy and he's doing a extreme thing. I jumped into it. We're doing Ruby, I think Savage or Extreme for the bird mount or dog mount, whatever the hell it was. And I was using Act, and so almost the entire party was using Act, the parsing thing. And we were having trouble killing it because it didn't rage or dying and whatnot. And so I know who was doing bad damage, and it was the leader. And I didn't say anything. And he's like, dude, man, we're not doing enough damage. You guys have to do more damage and stuff. And then eventually, one of the guys in the party calls him out, like, dude, you are a DPS. You're doing less damage than the Astrologian. And that was me. I'm Astrologian, by the way. I was playing as a healer. Like, and shit. And so he said, fuck this shit. I'm out, basically. And it was hilarious. That I was a healer doing more damage than the Red Mage DPS, basically, you know. And 14 can be toxic in his own way. Yes, if you play the game a lot with randoms, Xenos plays the game, in my opinion, with generally pre-mates. He does not do dungeon farms. He does not run dungeons over and over. Does not run trials over and over.
He will never experience
a lot of times when he runs extremes, he's probably playing with pre-mates or his group of his player base, which is they're used to his attitude more than likely. So in my opinion, the odds of him countering something that a regular person would come across, it's very, very slim to what I have come across.
Yeah. Remember when Daryl back in the day? Ugh. I think we did this. What was it? The dungeon called where it completely changed. When you're going through the tunnels or the hallways, like there's like poison on the ground, it slows the shit out of you.
Yes. Total Rock.
Yeah. So this guy, he loved Titan Eggy so much that he would try to tank with it and pull aggro from the tank, and we used to get so fucked and heated because of this, because he used to like piss us all off about it. We're like, dude, stop, fucking get rid of that fucking abomination. And like he's like, no, I love Titan Eggy, and he fucking kept using it over and over. And this is back. I'm saying. Obviously, I don't think this is the issue now, but back then, gear was so hard, it was a lot harder to maintain aggro and shit back in the day.
It was, and also MT was a lot harder to get.
And when he's fucking, oh my god, like he will never experience the type of shit because he's doing.
Yeah, he won't, and he won't. Like I said, back then the game had things like Ninja, and it had a lot of tools.
Do you remember? Yes. What was the? Oh my god, people used to literally like they would take act. Oh, I'm not okay. I'm done.
They've played many other games. I mean, well, yeah, in 14 you have to be more passive aggressive, right? Maybe this will prove my point better. What do you think is more toxic, Final Fantasy 14 or the Xbox Live community? My point here is that
14 again. Absolutely. Like I said, Xbox Live community. Yes, they say a bunch of fucking shit, but it's like one guy you receive every so often. It's not like when you have these Twitter freaks going on you when it comes to 14 community. It's like they all come out like fucking woodwork like fucking roaches.
I'm gonna be honest. Nowadays, who the fuck is playing Xbox Live?
Yes,
who the fuck is that?
Who is playing it nowadays? Like back then, yeah. Like also, back then, what was it? Oh, people used to drop the N-bomb on me, kind of like that's literally like, okay, you're they would call you the F slur kind of thing, but it's like that's all it was back then. The top 60 nowadays, these people are literally trying to dox you, find out where you live.
Listen, people keep bringing this Call of Duty shit. I grew up during that era, and I played countless games of Call of Duty and Gears of War. Okay, and even Halo, it was hardly ever that bad. It was a few games out of the many, and those few games stick up with you more than anything because you
Yes.
remember those
Yep.
those 2 3 bad games. You hardly remember those games that you you didn't do amazing. You did okay in. You won the game. Or those games you stomp those games. It'd be over in a few minutes. You just whoop their ass so
Ugh.
bad. Game's over with quick. But you have a game. You're sitting there, you're playing. You're getting it's miserable. You're losing. You got one of your friendlies talking all this shit to you. That shit sticks with you like hell. It does. And when it comes to League of Legends, and the same thing is, I can go all day and I might get 1 or 2
Yeah.
games bad, and be out of like 10, 20 games.
Right.
And
Exactly. And like even in League of Legends, like the worst you typically get is what AV people used to do in the Xbox Live. They would send you chat messages. So many times when you play League, if you finish a game, if you did really bad, or somebody on your team did really bad, and you called them out for it, or what is the first thing they do? They send you a friend request. All you have to do is decline the friend request. All it is, if you want to use the friend request, they're gonna say so much fucking stupid shit. Dude, I have better things to do in my life than fucking listen to what this guy like wants to say. Like,
It hasn't gotten worse. Like, I think it's just online gaming, man. It's just online gaming. Because, man, let me tell you, brother, holy fuck. Man, when I fucking played Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 2 was one of the most toxic games I ever fucking played, man.
I played Left 4 Dead 2. I don't remember being toxic at all. I played the first one as well.
I haven't.
I played with randoms, and I don't remember like people saying anything in voice chat.
It was one of the most toxic games I ever played. I was so toxic in Left 4 Dead 2 that I would.
Well, okay, so he was toxic, and so I imagine people would be giving the same energy right back. But
Yeah.
so okay, okay. So for me, this is on him. That's I'll play the first one, second one. I generally do not remember any toxicity. Maybe I had 1 or 2 games when people fucking said some shit, but I generally don't remember any games like that at all. Like you said, he was toxic himself. Okay, it makes sense.
Like totally annihilate the other like team. I would send them an Xbox Live message.
Okay,
Right?
yeah, this is
the
okay. So
like
he was part of the problem.
Full of nothing but like slurs, bro. Like nothing but slurs. And I was the one that won. Like I was the winner, but
I never did that
just
before.
To really give it to him, I would
just
send the fucking loser a message like that because it was funny. I remember being on voice. I was like, "Yo, hold up, boys! I gotta fucking teach this a lesson," and I'd send it. It just hasn't gotten worse, is what.
But
I'm
I
trying to
don't
say.
think that's not
Like,
kind of that's not the toxicity people are dealing with when it comes to the 14 community. It's just not.
Yeah, that's not even the same thing.
What he's talking about, this is just toxic fucking gamer talking shit. This is entirely something different.
They're talking about people coming after them.
Yeah. These people are literally trying to dox it. They're trying to dox it. They want to know where you live. They want to know where you work at. They want to try to get you fired from your job. That's not this is that type of shit did not happen back in the day when playing Gears of War or Left 4 Dead. It didn't.
And that shit didn't happen back then.
Is common. That's what I'm trying to say. It just happens, and everybody encounters it. But for whatever reason, people, it just, back in the day, man. If you send somebody a message like that over Xbox, let me tell you, dude, they wouldn't report you. They would send you a message equally as bad back. And that was it. You got it out of your system. I mean, that was it.
I literally went back then. That happened to me. I would just walk them and move on.
I don't remember reporting a single player.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Dude, I would get sent the most horrible shit. And I didn't report a single person.
But that's because he engaged in that type of shit. He was doing the same thing himself, though. So
you engage. It's different when you're engaged.
This is entirely different. Like, it's.
And I never got reported, or at least if I did, I never got banned. So if they reported me, it didn't work. Now, am I saying that's okay? Not really. I mean, no, it's not okay. But it also, people weren't soft back then. And I mean, it didn't happen all the time.
I will agree with that. People, they had nerves still back then, as far as like they weren't working on the eggshells like they are nowadays. people were like, they're so insane and will say anything to come on top of their fucking like their head. Like it's just
And it's not like, I was constantly getting send messages or anything like that. But no, I mean, that's probably what it is, though, Clutch, is there's a lot more people in the gaming space. That's probably what it is. But
that's
you
true.
would think that because there's more people, just let that shit roll.
Okay, he will send that video, that message. But I don't care what he says. I refuse to believe he was sending out 5, 10 voice calls
every game,
every time
right?
he played a game.
Yeah,
It'll
there's
maybe
no
be one.
there's
game,
no
like maybe every 5, 10 fucking games,
right.
if that.
So like,
Dude, if I'm playing with you and I just played another game, like, oh look, I gotta send this mission. Dude, fuck off. Stop.
yeah.
Dude, let's fucking play the game. Like I refuse to believe that someone would sit there and wait for you because you're every no. Obviously, you did not send messages to every single person at every game. After a few games here and there, and you're playing dozens of games. If you're playing the game, like how we all assume, you just got off work, 8, 10, 12-hour shifts, whatever it is. You're playing a game for 2-3 hours, maybe at the most, maybe more. I'll say at least 2 or 3 hours. You might send one message to somebody, and that was it.
And if you're in my honest opinion, if you're doing that kind of shit, it's because you had a really bad day at work or your fucking life sucks. So like, you're trying to fucking, that's stress relief for you. I don't think that is like normal. Now, obviously, if you're really young as a kid, then I can understand that. Like, kids say and do a lot of whole like stupid shit,
Off at you, man. Like, if you encounter a toxic person, just like, I don't know, just like leave the party. If you don't want to be there, then leave. That's what I do. I've left parties before. There's been a party
so
leader
I'll say
or
this.
something.
Here's the problem with 14. If you leave the party, you get a fucking penalty. You gotta sit in there fucking wait 5 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever the hell it is. So
I usually just have to grit through it and continue on. So I'm trying to think. Like, I may have had like maybe like 1 or 2 bad experiences in 14, but a lot of time I just ignore it. And like, I remember I remember one time before it was like somebody was like, "Hey man, can we like what is it like?" I remember I had a tank before and he didn't want to pull more than one group at a time. And then a lot of people in the party was getting angsty about it. So, but
that wants to do something a certain way and I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it, so I just leave. I mean, I can't really speak for WoW's toxicity. I just hear stories from what you guys tell me. So this isn't just drama, it's a community that turned on itself. Don't you think that's a little over dramatic? Like, did it really? I don't think so. Like, especially creators seen as neutral or right leaning. I mean, I don't know why politics has to come into this. I will never understand why you would bring religion or politics or identity or sexual orientation like into make it like a huge thing in a video. Like, dude, I just wish more people and more games would just be like Baldur's Gate 3. Dude, Baldur's Gate 3 is such a fucking good game because throughout the entirety of the game, it doesn't matter if you have a dick with tits or what your religion is. There's no political views. Like, nothing matters. It's just a really fucking good game, man. Like, you could be whatever you want to be. You could do what you know what I'm saying. I mean, within reason, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean, man? It's just, I don't know. That's why I stay out of all the fucking religion and politics and all that shit, man. I mean, let me say this, man.
I'm not sure what does Baldur's Gate 3 really have to. I mean, I think it's a great game. I haven't like beat, but like what do you mean as far as like politics or something? Like, I don't. What do you like? I don't like. How does this correlate to what like you talking about here now in the 14 toxicity?
Politics.
And like, what does Baldur's Gate 3 have to do? I mean, I don't.
And it's like, I don't see. I guess it's talking about Llama Todd and the whole ice thing. Look, that's not.
But like, we don't have like, I don't see the correlation between like, where's the comparison coming from for 14 and Baldur's Gate 3? Are you saying people are? Is he saying toxicity doesn't exist in Baldur's Gate 3? I I'm not sure.
don't
I'm not sure
understand
what the Baldur's Gate
I
3.
have no idea what the comparison is.
Yeah,
I'm completely lost on that one.
I didn't understand it
I'm
myself.
insanely
It's
excited
a good
for
game for
FanFest.
sure.
I can't wait to go. If like you see me there, man, like, and you want to take a picture, you want to come up and say hi, man. Feel free to.
Like I don't like people if Baldur's Gate 3 is an ongoing game, like 14. So like as far as people bringing in politics and religion in 14, I think that's because of the audience that plays 14. I don't think like I'm sure there are people out there that play it, but when I think of Baldur's Gate 3, I don't think the typical furries and that type of crowd play Baldur's Gate 3. I just don't like. I'm sure some of them have, but I don't think they have that kind of community.
So, I mean, obviously, as long as you're not like a fucking weirdo.
Like, well, let's be honest. Like, I would say the weebs used to be entirely something different back in the day. Like, weebs used to be an insult towards like people who watch anime and stuff. Now they've embraced it to where like, oh yeah, it's a good thing to be a weeb. Now weebs is literally turned into like it's back to that same definition as now. It's like the toxic weebs of Final Fantasy 14. Like
My experience with this game, and like I said, man, I've been playing
Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't have that.
for so long, and maybe it's just I don't know, man. Maybe I'm. Oh no, I hear about this shit from time to time, and I've never encountered like a mob of people. Maybe it's because the mob of people know better. Maybe it's because their efforts are completely wasted on me. Maybe it's because they know I don't care. Maybe they go after people that'll actually care. I mean, like, just to even type in this stream, you have to follow for 4 minutes. So it's really obnoxious. I'm going to be at EU. Yeah. I'm going to be at EU as well. Yeah, I think that's what it is, man. I think they attack people.
I mean,
that
I think it's
respond
good if you're a
'cause they
bigger
feel
content creator
empowered or
for
something.
sure.
Dude, what is this? I don't need to ban
Yeah.
you and you're always welcome here. Get fucked, you overgrown ginger twat. I don't know, man. I just have a zero tolerance, like absolutely zero tolerance. Like these type of people, it actually grosses me out to like engage with them. People that can't see things from a neutral perspective or that jump to conclusions or don't actively want to have a conversation or anything like that, I just have zero tolerance for. I don't even engage with these people. I literally
Maybe number 6 in the way. That is actually wild, dude. Holy shit, 6
Hey,
kids.
dude, that man, he is fucking.
That dude
busy.
is
He
slinging all kinds of rope.
If that they say that, hey man, look, we're at a epidemic. We have no children. Ginger Prime has us covered.
Yes. I mean, our parents have 4 kids. 6 though? Holy shit. This guy, I would not be surprised if he's got baby number 7 on the way. Like, holy shit. Like, how many is enough for this guy?
just like either ban or block and then I move on. Like it's just it's dude, it's such a waste of time, which is why I'm not on Twitter like very much to begin with. I mostly just like
I
rap
agree.
and
Ban them, move on. That's what you
stuff
have
on
to do.
Twitter.
Yes,
I don't
yeah.
actually do many posts. Well, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I don't
okay.
I don't
I'll
engage
post
with Twitter shit either. So
every day, but the posts that I make are like going live, you know, like that type of shit. So I don't know if you want to count that. I don't know if you want to count that as a post, but it's more like just letting people know I'm live. In this article, I'm not going to say that everything in here is irrelevant. I'm just going to say that there's a lot of stuff in here that
who did this article? Do we know? The downfall
Oh, I know.
of Final Fantasy threats
Ginger Prime?
at
I don't think so.
Fanfest 2026 Twitter. Let me see. 2 weeks ago. Ginger Prime is the one who made this.
Prime.
Okay.
like
Okay.
has that doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna pull over this real fast. I'm not gonna read this whole. I'm just gonna go over and see.
Right.
Player session to fit time. It's on. Well, all right. So he mentions that player overall satisfaction and time spent in the game continues to decline, reflecting a post-downfall fatigue that many players and creators now openly call irreversible. No, so I think 2.0 it was good at the time. I don't think it was like any short of amazing. Heaven's Ward comes out, like the expansion of the trailer. It's like holy shit! Like stakes got up here, like it was the assassination with Sultana, and it's like okay. I think halfway toward in Heaven's Ward, I think you start to experience the dragon shit's kind of fucking a little annoying, right? Shit was fucking. It was annoying fucking listening to his shit constantly. I wish it actually just had actual English voices instead. I didn't like the
dragon speak.
unique. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in the Japanese version, they speak Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally I hated that shit. I can't. So all right, then Stormblood comes out. It gets a little popular. Stormblood is the introduction to the Xenos, right?
Yeah.
I didn't personally mind Xenos. I thought obviously I hated how he just comes in and he just fucking he literally he kicks your ass basically. But you like
that expansion was probably one of the best expansions when it comes to gameplay for a long time.
But I liked I didn't mind him like he was a battle horny character. I didn't mind that particularly. So then we got this is when the game really the game for 14 really started spiraling up in popularity during the Shadowbringers arc. Shadowbringers was so good at the story written by that. I think for Final Fantasy's biggest mistake is that they did not keep the same people who worked on Shadowbringers going forward. So I think the popularity of Endwalker is because of the success of Shadowbringers.
Well,
that's why Endwalker
was. Like
and that's why you see though, and I'm saying that's why you see though in Endwalker this graph like it skyrockets towards the end of Shadowbringer, and like cause the hype is fucking crazy. Like this is literally it. Like this is like the end of the world type or what happens. And as you beat Endwalker, it starts to slowly taper off. Like it's all right. Well, what's there left? And then Dawn Troll is so bad because of the story narrative is just trash. So I don't like. Let's see. Uncoded threats.
Natsuko Ishikawa was the lead writer for Shadowbringers. Now for Endwalker, I think it was a mix of two people. I believe it was. Yeah, it was her and also
right. But from my understanding, is like I like Endwalker, but there was a lot of random shit thrown in Endwalker, and it's like so there was a lot of conflicting narrative like going on in Endwalker. There was a lot of conflict. It's like they bashed with each other for over a lot of things.
Yeah, Endwalker to me, but dude, I'll be honest, I did not care for Endwalker. It had cool moments.
Yeah, it had cool moments, right? But remember
Endwalker,
nobody died, right?
Nobody died, man. And it felt like Shadowbringers all over again. So it's like, look, Shadowbringers was the first time we saw NPCs get killed, like on screen, right? And they yell out my best words, right?
So
you see the aftermath like right afterwards. You're a part of the battle.
What NPCs really died in Shadowbringers that wasn't generic NPC male A from Alamiko?
They were generic. But my point was they were generic.
Yeah,
right? They were. But you saw them. They die, and it was the tone was very very differently. They tried to redo that tone.
And Endwalker by literally having everybody just dying, right? A bunch of random bunch
of randoms. And it's like, dude, you're just doing it, and you die
like how
11.
Like how the baby, the elephant head was about fucking the turn.
There was also a few moments that I feel like
I found that
horrible.
I found that moment hilarious as hell. And the reason why I found it hilarious is because I really gave no fucks about that baby.
I agree.
I'll say this. I get if you want to be sad, that's okay, but
look, there was a few moments though in that game that I don't know who it was. It reminds me of the horse font stuff when he dies. That they had this animation of this thing grabbing this guy. He's gonna eat him.
Oh,
you're so far away, right?
Oh, you're running. I know
it's like Monty Python.
Yeah,
you're constantly running. You be back further away. You're constantly running back further away. It's like, dude, you're playing like it's just you're playing as a guy who has all these gap closers, a fucking
Oh, I
gun,
know.
and this
Okay,
guy is so slow, and it's literally just a remake
it's the kid. The
of
kid's dad, right? Gets fucking killed.
Aaron's mom. Aaron's mom getting eaten. But it's a soldier, basically. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like there are certain points like where like whoever they have when it comes to animating cutscenes, they need to get somebody else new because there are some of these cutscenes they have they are not good. They're not good. You have a YouTuber like Devil Artemis doing fucking amazing work in comparison. They I can't think of when it comes to like the in-game cutscenes, they're so bad, man. They're so bad in comparison. Like I just they don't like I said, Horse Font when he died, it was like it took so long. Like why can't I just pull him out the way? I feel like it was weird. It just didn't.
Well, yeah.
It
Why
made
wasn't
sense that they
that?
could save him.
Why didn't he just like show you away and then why didn't they just instantly pierce him? Why
Yeah,
did they have
you,
this
you,
this
you can
huge
really
anticlimactic like
literally
always?
nitpick the moment, and
Yeah.
it makes fucking no sense. And you shouldn't be able to nitpick the moment.
Right,
It should
because
be it shouldn't be
shouldn't have
like
eventually like momentum. He stopped the momentum. Like he stopped the momentum of it. Like so, what is like a fucking rocket? He shot. Like, he just threw at the guy. Like why did it continue? Like I don't know. It's it. I guess it's kind of like oh maybe he's going to be able to successfully defend it. But I don't. I'm going over this and I don't particularly see. It takes two hands to clap. Like, isn't this? Wait, what? I don't know. Like, what? It takes two hands to clap. I don't. I really this. Most of these comments seem like a nothing burger to me. I don't really know. Ginger Prom is posting these right here, but I don't really. I don't really care. I don't see you sure. High profile target Zeppela and Lamotod.
so. Lamota, I don't think he plays the game. He might at one time or something like that was, but he's I don't know. He was part of the community at some point in time, I believe. I'm not 100 certain on that. I'm not even aware of him, you know, because there's a lot of people who play 14 and whatnot. But I don't know. When it comes to Xenos' video, people get harassed. It's just you have to block, mute, report, or whatever, go on, and et cetera and stuff.
I don't. I mean, he did a lot of work in this Twitter post, but I don't know. I mean, I get obviously there's toxicity in 14 community. I get the share, but I don't understand what any of this really. I point of view, I'm white and rich. Okay, yeah, I get. I think people just got to put my same my view goes look out. All right, I get it. People were worms to act like the share, but and they he might as well just not have made the post. It seems like to me.
Uh, I'll read his article later on. But like I said, I don't. Look, Ginger Prime he's Catholic, man, and if you go by the book, I'm an atheist, and I have no problem. If you want to be a Catholic, Muslim, or whatever, hey, you do whatever. I don't give a fuck.
As
Um,
long as it doesn't intrude on my personal life, I generally don't care what religion you in.
yeah, and so
However, if certain things happen and cause of error and it has no error, then it's like I'll say that I'm not surprised. So,
yeah,
for instance,
yeah,
I'll bring up Danny Masterson. Dude, I love the '70s show. One of my favorite all time shows. I will still go back into this day. I will still rewatch his show. But however, every single time I see Danny Masterson, I'm like, damn, dude, like fuck. And it's like I don't I haven't seen any proof or no non-proof about whether he did or didn't do it. This is my honest interpretation. Even as I believe he did it simply because he believes in Scientology. Like, the head that was it, he supposedly may have raped 2 women and stuff, and he got in jail. Like, honestly, I don't need to see the evidence in that regard.
I'm seeing his video, his article right now, and essentially, there's people they try their best to politicize 14. Even the writer, she's been removed now, was trying to do so as well. She was literally trying to. She made it to doing so. It's like, you know, it. His article does make sense. You know, like dude, he supports ICE. Oh, kill Lamatada. Essentially, he's more saying basically. They say he's a bigot basically. You know, and the whole point of ICE is you can look, they're legal immigrants. They're legal. Okay, they're legal aliens, and ICE is going after a lot of people here. Now, do you want them to be rapists and murderers? The people they're going after? Hey, you know what? If they can get rid of a rapist and murderer, get rid of them. You know, I am completely okay with that. I don't know too much until it comes to ICE. All I know is there are a lot of criminals here in this country. There are rapists and murderers and whatnot. And if they'll get rid of them, I get rid of them. That's all I have to say on the matter. You know.
Okay.
So.
All right, I'm gonna. So I think it was an interesting video. It was a good video to watch. But I'm going to end it here. I actually gotta get ready to go to work soon. So, all right, peace.